News 25, your first choice for news.
One of the two. 11.
Oh, how sweet it was. The last time we saw the Braves, they were making their epic run to the Sweet 16. Tonight, they'll raise that Sweet 16 banner and raise the curtain on a new season. Bradley and DePaul next.
They don't need 17.4 to go.
Basketball on WEEK is brought to you in part by Heritage Bank of Central Illinois, locally owned and managed since 1920. By Casey's General Stores, a convenience store and a whole lot more. By Ford's Toyota of Pekin, moments south of Peoria at I-474 and Route 29. By Bank Plus, great rates shouldn't wait and neither should you. By Methodist Medical Center, outstanding healthcare centered on you. By The Digital Store, where we always have a free Verizon wireless phone. By Morton Community Bank with 15 hometown community locations. By Peoria Toyota Scion, moving forward. By Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. By Professional Therapy Services for those who expect more. By Heritage Buick Mazda GMC. We love selling cars at Heritage. By the Better Banks, better service, better banks in Dunlop, Peoria, Bartonville, and Wyoming. And by Ford and your local Ford dealers.
And welcome to the sweetest night Bradley's seen in quite some time as they celebrate their trip to the Sweet 16. I'm Lee Hall along with Joe D'Alfonso. And Joe, it's going to be a fun night here tonight. There's a great buzz in the atmosphere as the Braves celebrate that historic trip last season.
Well, opening nights are special anyway, but tonight we're off the charts. Think about it. This is the first time in our lifetimes, Lee, that we'll see a Bradley opener that celebrates a Sweet 16 appearance the year before. That's pretty special.
When you get down to the basketball, of course, everybody knows the top four scorers from last year are gone. Increased emphasis at point guard on Daniel Ruffin. He's one of the keys to tonight's ball game.
Well, if there was any one guy you want back tonight, it's Daniel Ruffin, because he's one of the better point guards in the Midwest. They're going to keep an eye on him for the Cousy Award. He's going to lead this team, and he can't have an off night. That's the only unfortunate thing.
Zach Andrews, one of the few veterans back. Sam Singh is coming back from knee injury, but Zach Andrews has to play strong, has to stay in this game.
That's another guy that can't take a night off. Now, a lot of pressure on Zach tonight because any front line is going to be a big task for him, and tonight's front line with DePaul, even bigger task.
And you can see in the background, those seats are not white seats, those are white rally towels, and they'll be waving wildly here tonight as Bradley takes on DePaul. Starting lineups right after this.
Bank, proud to be a company that cares.
And we are back for tonight's season opener. The DePaul Blue Demons visiting the Bradley Braves. Here's a look at our starting lineups. First for the visitors from Chicago, the DePaul Blue Demons. And it will be Karan Clark and Wilson Chandler at the forwards. Inside, it's big Wesley Green, 6'9", 295. Jabari Curry at one guard, and four-year starter Sammy Mejia at the other guard for DePaul. For Bradley, it's a new look this year. Zach Andrews at center. It's Will Franklin, J.J. Twy, Jeremy Crouch, and Daniel Ruffin in what looks to be a four-guard lineup for Jim Les. Of course, Crouch plays a little bigger than that, can play the three, but I'm not sure about the four. We will have the start of our game and interesting way to introduce the team for Bradley coming up right after this. They're not ready to start the pregame festivities here quite yet. They're showing a video on the big screen. And what a time it was. They're showing some video clips of the Sweet 16. We've got some of those as well, Joe D'Alfonso, from that big victory over Kansas, and what a win it was for Bradley.
Well, I got to see that one on the West Coast, Lee. I was working the NCAA tournament in San Diego. Fortunately, we were working opposite nights of what Bradley was playing, so on Friday night, I got myself in a sports bar, watched Kansas go down, and everyone in the bar is asking me, where's Bradley from? And I had to introduce them to a lot of people and educate them.
Here it was. We were there covering it for the station. This was a sign that things were going to go Bradley's way. Will Franklin at the buzzer off the glass for three. And Bradley just really was in charge of that game the whole way, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they really took it to him in the second half. Kansas had a wealth of young players, and some people said they didn't play very hard, didn't think they had to play hard. And just Bradley took it to him from start to finish. Here's another fast break. Great team effort that night. Put him in the second round.
Of course, they knocked off Pitt, and that was a real coming out party for Patrick O'Brien, and probably got him a pretty big paycheck in that first round spot in the NBA draft.
Sure, because he outplayed the big center for Pittsburgh, who is now the preseason player of the year in the Big East Conference coming back. And so it really showed how much he played that night and how well he did. So now you got the Bradley Braves coming out en masse, it looks like, 4 guys at a time. This is a special night all around. I've never seen any kind of introduction like this. Paul Herzog's in charge, of course, from the PA, but this is very, very special.
Bobby Parker and the Bradley staff really pulling out all the stops here tonight. I saw they had fog machines. Now they're introducing the starting lineup, and they're coming through the student section. I think maybe they got rid of the fog. But they've got them coming down through the student section to a spotlight, and then doing the glad hands with all the fans along the sideline as they've done for the last several years here at Carver Arena.
Well, it's done very well. I remember we opened this place in 1982 against Loyola. We were NIT champs, and we introduced all the players from different sections coming down the lower bowl with spotlights and things like that. So it's great to get the fans involved. They're the ones that are behind this team, win or lose, and tonight it's a celebration really for them.
Well, and being someone who covers the team but also a fan at heart, I can feel the goosebumps and the chills right now of what happened last spring, and now you start to put it in perspective, and you look up, and we'll show video of them unveiling that banner, and you look up at that banner, and you mentioned it, and I talked to Philip Gilbert today at the shoot-around about it. There's only 2 banners up there from our lifetime, and I only remember one of them, and now there's another one, and that was one that has really sparked a renewed interest in Bradley basketball, and something that these kids that now are witnessing it will tell their kids and their grandkids about someday.
Right, exactly. You know, we have won conference championships over the years, and those banners are up here, 1980, 1982, 86, 88, whatever. Those are conference championships, and they're really revered. But the 1982 NIT and what happened last year, that was a national scale. That brought alums together from coast to coast, and that's what made it so special, because everyone got involved, because it was on TV, everyone got to see it.
There it is, hanging up alongside all those other great accomplishments in Bradley history. 2006 NCAA Sweet 16, who'd have ever thunk it?
No, I know. And it was really, you look at the 2 teams that Bradley beat, Kansas and Pittsburgh, they're ranked 3-4 nationally this year. So, I mean, those are great programs. It wasn't just fly-by-night people coming in there.
It certainly was not, and the first thing I asked the team, guys in the locker room after the game, I was like, hey, I was at Des Moines. I was at Terre Haute. What happened?
Right. Terre Haute was in February when we were making our big run, towards the upper division of the Missouri Valley Conference, but we lost in double digits. I mean, we got to forget those.
You saw Jim Les sporting his red blazer tonight for the Red Out. That's, of course, courtesy of the Bob Donewald collection here tonight. And we are underway in the 2006-2007 season. The Blue Demons win the tap, sporting their throwback uniforms in honor of the now late, great Ray Meyer, former longtime coach, of course, at DePaul. Braves in the man-to-man, the full court, or the belly-button pressure pays off. J.J. Twy gets the steal, knocks it off the DePaul player, and it'll be Bradley ball.
Right, one thing that we'll say over and over this year, if Bradley does anything this year, they will guard you. And they can't take a night off from that, and I don't think that's ever in their mental capacity to take a night off from defense.
DePaul in the man-to-man. Ruffin now the kick to Crouch for 3. It's good! And what a great start for Jeremy Crouch, who had a subpar sophomore season, hits his first 3 of the year.
He's always played well when we've televised games. So some of his best games, Bowling Green, some of the others have come when we've been here behind the mics. Foul on Ruffin.
That's right. Where was it? Southern Miss, and where else did he have great?
Well, here, like I said, at Bowling Green, he was lights out.
Right, 18.
Points, right.
Bradley fans on their feet. They're trying a new wrinkle tonight. They'll be on their feet until the first media timeout, which comes after the 16-minute mark. Mejia almost lost it. Turnaround jumper is good. Sammy Mejia, a senior out of the Bronx, New York, 15 points a game last year. Franklin, pull-up jumper is good. The Braves have perfect from the field after 2 shots.
The thing about Mejia is that he has ball handling skills and he can post our smaller guards down low. We'll have to see if that becomes a trend here in the first half.
5-2 the Bradley lead. We played almost a minute and a half. DePaul with a definite size advantage. You can see it right there with Mejia against Franklin. Franklin 6 feet, Mejia 6'6". Here's Clark with it in the lane over Crouch. It's no good, but the foul will go against Jeremy Crouch. And that'll be 2 quick fouls on Bradley.
And that's one of the things, when you go belly-to-belly defense and contest every drive, it depends on how the game is called. Tonight, fortunately, we have a veteran crew. Jim Burr is in charge of this crew. He's underneath the basket right now. Jay Collins, long time for the Missouri Valley Conference, is here as well. And the third official escapes me, Shaw. Yeah, Curtis Shaw. Of course, veteran officials, you have a crew like that, usually benefits the road team.
Teron Clark, a transfer from Miami of Florida, hits both free throws. Marcus Hurd, number 21, into the lineup. Quick substitution for Jerry Wainwright as the Blue Demons put on the full court pressure as they pull within 1.
Back to his zone. 2-3 in the first turnover of the year and the second turnover of the year. One by each team.
Give Bradley a little different look. The Braves sporting new uniforms this season as well. Will Franklin lost it. Sammy Mejia couldn't hang on to it. So Bradley will inbounds against the zone. The shot clock at 15. Ruffin thought about it. Now gives to Crouch. Inside, Andrews. Kick out to Franklin for 3. Good! Great recognition by Zach Andrews. And a nice shot by Will Franklin, who has 5.
Well, any basketball worth the salt will tell you the easiest way to get threes. Hold on a second.
Oh, nice grab by Ruffin, but he traveled. Nice steal by Twy. Ruffin kind of caught it behind his head and tried to bring it around and traveled.
The pass was deflected, and he just got off stride there a little bit. But I'm going back again. The easiest way to get three-point shots is inside out, not around the zone as we take a look at the replay, but inside out. And Andrews, that was why he did such a great job on that.
That's the kind of a play Lawrence Wright will make, the former Brave who's now with the Globetrotters.
And he'll get away with it with the Globetrotters.
That's right. 8-4 the score. Good start for the Braves. Inside, Mejia. No, instead, it was Chandler, but he walked. Wilson Chandler, a 6'8" sophomore out of Benton Harbor, Michigan. Danny Adams checks into the ball game, replacing Daniel Ruffin. Danny Adams has not practiced much of late. He got kicked in the head at practice, suffered a concussion, and kind of like Jim Edmonds did for the Cardinals, he spent about a month in a little bit of a fog with some cobwebs, and he's doing better now.
Well, he missed all of the preseason competition, the red-white and the both exhibition games. Right. So this is his first competition since the NCAA tournament. And
really just started practicing this week.
Right.
Mejia will have to come out. He's got blood on his forehead. And that will bring Draylon Burns, number 3, a 6'4" junior from Milwaukee, into the ball game. 8-4 our score, 17-14 to go here first half. Good start for the Braves. Have they missed a shot?
No.
3 for 3 from the field.
2 threes and a deuce.
Braves working the perimeter here. 9 on the shot clock for Crouch. There's the first miss.
That was not the same release as his first shot. He hurried that a little bit.
Chandler from the baseline. This is a DePaul team that's received votes in many of the polls, Joe, in the preseason. In fact, I believe they're 37th in the voting in the AP poll and in the top 40 in a couple of other polls.
They have more points and rebounds returning than any team in the Big East.
Crouch for 3. It's good! Oh, how wonderful a sight that is to see. Jeremy Crouch with 6, and it's a 5-point Bradley lead.
DePaul returns 4 starters. 94% of its scoring, about 80% of its rebounding, and they're picked 8th in the Big East. So that shows you how tough that conference is.
Zach Andrews loses his footing at midcourt, and the Blue Demons make him pay. Is that Chandler or Hurd? That was Hurd for 3.
Andrews trying to run off a hurt leg.
Yeah, he looks like he slipped there toward midcourt. He might have an ankle issue. Braves lead is 2. Braves can ill afford an injury or anything negative with Zach Andrews inside. That shot misses. They can't afford him to get in foul trouble, and they sure can't afford to get him hurt.
The Braves really can't afford an injury to anyone.
No. Well, and that's that we talked about at the 6 o'clock sportscast. As the ball goes off the mark by Karan Clark. The Braves have a very limited margin of error, Joe. We talked about that at 6.
Right.
Crouch carried. And we will go to a break with 14:55 to go in the first. Matt Sally will make his Bradley debut when we return. Braves lead it by 2.